lovies, how my lovies, hi, and today we are making us some brown stew chicken. So we're going to start off by cutting up our chicken, make sure it's boneless. We're going to wash it off good, put it in a bowl and season it up. Y'all already know I'm using black pepper. I also got Jollof rice seasoning. Now listen, me not Jamaican, okay? So this how me make it, alright? This how me make it. So to all the Jamaicans, don't be offended, alright? Now, the Jollof rice has a lot of the seasonings that you need for brown stew chicken. Also jerk seasoning as well. Also red pepper. I feel like crushed red pepper actually would be better than the cayenne. You can make it as spicy as you want to. And y'all already know we got that cancer fighting parsley. It got to go in there. As well as garlic. Now I haven't said this in a while. Garlic powder, onion powder is better than garlic salt and onion salt because that's more sodium. So try to make sure you get the powder version, y'all, which is just it in powder form instead of the salt version. Also Worcestershire sauce. Say it with me. Worcestershire. Okay. All right, before 2026, Worcestershire. Now, this is also optional. I'm adding in some oregano. Y'all call it oregano. And then, of course, some onion powder. And it is not brown stew chicken without some brown sugar. You got to have the brown sugar. Now, I don't know how much brown sugar I'm putting in there. I just put it in there to the ancestors say, stop, child, you know? But I will try my best to have the correct measurements down below in the description box. I also went ahead and chopped up before seasoning the chicken, some onion and some bell peppers. Also, make sure you got like Scotch bonnet or something of that sort as well. It'll be down there in the description box. This is how I make it though. But also green onion is better than the white onion to use. That's what the original recipe calls for. You already know over here, baby, we like to connect with our food. We're not putting it in no bag and shaking it up. Nah, we gonna use our hands, connect with the food, and put the love into it. That's what make it soul food, baby. And it should look something like that. Now we just gonna put a couple of drops of oil. I said a couple of drops of oil in the pan, and we're gonna go ahead and grease up the pan. We do not want the chicken swimming in grease. We just want the bottom of the pan coated, people, okay? And go ahead, put that chicken in there. Now you're not gonna completely fry it. You just want it to brown on both sides. Hence brown stew chicken, you know. And also, I like to put my veggies and stuff in the pan with my chicken while it's cooking. So it can get, you know, all the elements of it, all the flavors. You want it as flavorful as possible. And after about 3-4 minutes, go and turn it over. It should look something like that. And if you see it's not brown enough, just put it back on the other side so it can brown. Now, once you got it brown on both sides, not completely cooked, but brown on both sides, you want to take all the chicken and the veggies out of the pan, Put it on the sides on a plate. But do not take that grease out. We're going to need that grease. Now, if you got the chicken that's like swimming in grease, then yeah, you're going to take some of that grease out. You want about 3 full tablespoons of grease left in your pan. Now, all that goodness that you see down there in the bottom of that pan, baby, we about to use that. We're going to take us a cup of water and going to pour it up in there. We're going to bring it to a nice good boil. Once it's boiled up good, get to stirring it around. Make sure it gets everything off the bottom of the pan. We want brown stew, not burnt. Alright? Brown stew, not burnt. But once that boil is going good, go and put everything else back in the pan, stir it around. Get them to introduce each other. You know, they need to meet. And once it's at a boil, as you see, you want to go ahead and cover it for about 20 minutes. It depends on how your chicken cooking. So we're going to take the cover off after about 10-15 minutes. Check on the chicken, stir it around. Don't want nothing burning. Now we're going to add in another cup of water, but do not add the entire cup of water in. It depends on how much liquid you already got in the pan. I poured most of it in there and I stirred everything around just to see how it would cook down. And I saw I was going to need some more, so I went ahead and put the rest of the cup in there. So in total, you're going to need 2 cups of water for this recipe. Cover it back for about 5 minutes, maybe 10 at the most. Stir everything around. Now we're going to make our gravy. Just put a few pinches. I said just a few pinches, okay? Of flour. You do not want no half a cup of flour in there, baby. You do not want to be eating raw flour. Just a few pinches. And stir it around. That's going to create the gravy. It's going to thicken it up so it's not so loose and it's not so greasy. Now you can serve the brown stew chicken over white rice. I like mine over jasmine rice, or of course over rice and peas is really good over rice and peas. Or you can also serve it over yellow rice as well. Or you can eat it with no rice, however you like it, baby. And it should look something like that. It doesn't really take that long to make the brown stew chicken. Probably an hour at the most to prep and cook everything. Let me know how you enjoyed the recipe down below. And baby, you already know, chef's kiss.